Hey, it's Rachel, and I just wanted to go through the questions as promised that people have sent in from the children's sale and just go through the answers. So, first person said, thank you for this course. It's wonderful. I'm really glad that you've liked it. I've heard all kinds of positive feedback, so that's really great. And so she said she's responding, asking questions. She has a children's book she's written years ago that's been a hit with every child who's read it to, and just needs to get the illustrations done so she can publish. She also wants to write other types of books, and she's wondering if she should use a different pen name for writing children's books than for other types, such as cookbooks, travel books, etc. Also, how do you go about choosing a pen name? Do you need to register your pen name? And if so, how do you go about that? Does it cost money? And is your real name kept private? Is it safer to use a pen name for everything? So yes, I like to use different pen names for every single niche that I'm in, because the thing is, when people go through and let's say they like one of your books, they're going to go and they're going to want to learn more about you. And it's just going to look weird if they see children's books and travel books and cookbooks and all these different things. And it just, especially if they're coming from the nonfiction angle, where they're like, let's say they see your travel books and then they see different things, it just doesn't feel very congruent. It feels kind of weird that you have books about all different types of things. And so I think it starts to diminish trust. And I know I had tried in the past doing these things where it's like I'd have these names like the How to Do Everything series or whatever, and it just never really panned out well. My sales are always better when I use pen names. So yes, I would use them, and there's really no process for it, except for once you upload your book, you're in the KDP Select and you just put in the author name. All you have to do is put in your pen name. So you don't get penalized for having pen names. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to do anything special. You just put in the pen name. And then how I go about choosing a pen name, I personally usually like alliteration, so having the first and the last name start with the same letter. That's just a personal preference. And sometimes I'll like make fun of it. And so if I'm doing something, let's say a book about desserts, maybe I'll have a name like Sheila Sweetwater or something, because it has the sweet in it. So that's really, and that's just for fun. You don't need to do that. But that is that. Okay, next person said, I've bought your special offer, and to say that it's great is an understatement. I've read tons of books and took courses, but this is really clearly explained. The only thing I do is work some more on the how to plot your children's books on the picture with words type of book that the author explores. But I also have some questions I think you might explain better. How to choose keywords for fiction books on Amazon? For nonfiction, it's much easier. Yeah, so for fiction, it's going to definitely be harder to go for keywords. I would go for categories instead. So go to try and rank for different categories. So you would just go into the Amazon or the Kindle section of the bestsellers and just open the different rankings. So start drilling into the categories and see which categories have bestsellers that have high Amazon bestseller rankings. So I'll show you here how to do it. So you just go into Kindle, Kindle Books, and then Kindle Bestsellers, Children's eBooks, and then let's say we'll go into religions. Okay, so I remember like looking at the Judaism category for children's books, and I scrolled down and I saw there's only 33 books, because normally it'll give you a minimum of 100 books. There's only 100, and the 33 most popular book, when you go through and you open the Amazon bestseller ranking, I remember it wasn't very good. Yeah, 1,642,221. So that's not a category that you really want to get into. Let me see what the number one book is, just out of curiosity. That is 110,249. So that's really not very good. Now, if we go into some other categories, like let's go back into children's ebooks here and look at something that probably does better. Let's say maybe animals. I don't know, I haven't been to this one, but we will check the number one book here. Let's see what the ranking is. 455. So you can see that's significantly better. So animals would be something that would be way better. And then you can go and drill in even deeper and see, like, let's see what baby animals do. Because a lot of the times the parents who are buying these books, they just go through and they go in the category and they just buy all the categories that their kids like. So for this one, 23,194. So not phenomenal, but definitely way better than Judaism. And then you could just scroll down and see how many are there. So this one, oh, it doesn't even look like there. It looks like there's 20 total. So yeah, just keep doing that with each of the categories, and then you can see which ones are better, and then that's how I would choose versus going the keyword route for those. And then he said, on the research side of the business, I always get somewhat confused. The 3 sites that the author of the course mentioned are great, but could you explain what to look for? So yeah, on the thank you page, I'm going to put a video that I created on how I find niches in Amazon. It's kind of similar to what I was just showing you, but it's a whole other YouTube video that I made, so you can check that out. It was to give content, and then at the end I mentioned a software that you could buy if you're looking for niches. Whether or not you get it doesn't matter, but the actual content piece in the beginning is really helpful. For Goodreads, what you can do for there, I know that was the other one that he had mentioned, and I actually haven't used the third one at all, so I won't pretend to know about that one, but I think even just Amazon and Goodreads are really good. And for this, you could just go through and just start to look and see how the books are rated. So let's go through and let's say we'll click on the category. So let's say pre-K. Most read this week tagged pre-K, so you can start to see what books are gaining popularity, what books are kind of like good things that would be written about. Then you can start to also go through and just look at what reviews people are writing, so that you can start to see what they like about books, what they don't like about books, and you can start to shape your books accordingly. So, this one has 2,759 ratings. That's also really good to know, because you see that a lot of people have gone through and purchased this, and 349 reviews. You can also start to see, like this one's 40 pages, so you can start to see when you get into categories what the other books in your category are like, how many pages they are, what kind of plots, and all this stuff. Like this person says he likes the exaggerated cartoon-style drawings and lack of background details to help focus attention on the emotional drama. So that might be something that you want to put in yours. And then you can also just go through and type different books in here on Goodreads that look like something you might want to write about, and see how people have rated them on Goodreads. See if there's a lot of purchases, what people thought about them, and you can start to reverse engineer the books that you want to get more exposure for. So that's how I would use it for that. Okay, let's see. Next question. How do you rank your books in other countries? I haven't figured that one out yet. If you've purchased Page One Profits, that talks all about how to rank, and I'm pretty sure, I know the person who asked this question, I know that she has. But we talk about how you can rank your books for English keywords, and that's basically the same thing in other countries. You just figure out what keyword you're going after, so you would just have that word translated. So your books are going to get translated. If you've seen my last blog post on rachelbuffet.com, I gave a really cool tip to get books translated on the cheap. So you figure out whatever your main keyword is, and then you just do the same things that you would do for the English keywords on the translation. So you would go through and you would get backlinks with that keyword, you'd get reviews with that keyword in the title, you'd put that in the title of your book. So same thing, just you're optimizing now for the new word. Okay, this was the last set of questions. This person said, I haven't finished watching, but I'm confused regarding the following and hoping you could answer these questions. 1. If I have a person who is illustrating the book for me, what is the process for the illustration and text? For example, would the illustrator leave room for the text? Is the layout where the text will go a consideration I have to take into account and direct the illustrator? Is there a tool for this? I'm linking you to on the thank you page, you'll see this tool. Where is it? Here. It's a cool fixed children's picture book template. It's $20 that you could get, and it basically really helps you have everything set from the beginning, so you don't have to worry about it. There is no real way that you have to do it, but if you want some kind of structure, then that'll help a lot. She said, am I missing any critical step in self-publishing? Number 1, write the story. Number 2, edit the story. Number 3, create the cover. Number 4, create illustrations. Number 5, go to CreateSpace to self-publish on Amazon. Will this all also format the book for me in CreateSpace? Okay. Yep, you definitely want to write the story, edit the story, put a cover on it. If you know how to do like other elements, like things to build a list, if you want to start getting people to go through and sign up and be alerted when you have new books, you might want to add that on there. Then you can create the illustrations. It doesn't really matter when you do that. It doesn't need to be step 4. It could be whatever step. Then you want to go on kdpselect.amazon.com and you want to upload your book there. So that's going to get it onto Kindle. And then you can go to CreateSpace. I noticed you said create a space, so I'll put the link to get on CreateSpace there too, so that you know where you're going. But that is to make the physical copy. So kdpselect.amazon.com, I'll put the link there, and then CreateSpace for the physical version. So yeah, that's it. And then can you sell 2 books together? Amazon does not allow bundling for books. They allow bundling for physical products for other ones, but not the books. So sometimes they'll bundle on their own, but you can't do it yourself, unfortunately. So you can, if you want to down the line, sell like a compilation of different books or whatever, but you can't do like buy these 2 together and get a discount or something like that. So, all right, hope this helps. I will get this up, and thanks again for purchasing. I'm really glad you liked it. I've heard only positive feedback on the course so far, so that's great to hear. And I'll see you on the next video.